Why I care about climate change, it relates to my own values and my own value system. I certainly care about the future of the planet. I mean, I've got a personal vested interest in it through my children, through my grandchildren, but it's not just them, it's the whole of the planet. I come from New Zealand, and so I think in many respects I have perhaps a more of a global view of what is going on than many of my colleagues. Many of my colleagues have grown up and they've only really focused on what's going on in the Northern Hemisphere or more locally. And this is very much a global problem. It's something where small island states in the Pacific or in the Indian Ocean are being inundated because of higher sea levels, which they have very little cause. They had very little to do with why that is actually happening. Same thing in the Caribbean. Stronger and bigger hurricanes, the people there had very little to do with that, and yet they're being, in some sense, victimized by it. And I think it's very much unfair. And you can hear a lot of this in the United Nations and in the debate that happened in Paris about this, that the big countries need to step up. And it's really pleasing to see that the U.S. administration and China has also begun to step up now. I think China was in denial for some time, but they have recognized that they have major environmental problems, air quality problems, which are again associated with the burning of fossil fuels, and it's in their own interests. And they've also subject to occasional hurricanes or typhoons in their area that come ashore, and flooding events and drought areas in China. So they're very much subject to the climate changes that are going on. And China is the biggest emitter of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases at the current time. Historically, over time, the U.S. is the biggest emitter. And it's the accumulation of them all which really matters the most. And so the U.S. bears the biggest responsibility. Europe has certainly played a major role. And Europe has tried to be a leader in this for some time. But it's very easy to say it's someone else's problem. You know, the way I think about it is that we're all together on this spaceship Earth. And if we can't simply say it's your problem and ignore it. My approach, as I say, is that this is very much a global problem, and the whole of the population of the planet depends upon the outcome.